2 years ago, I watched a video called Going Out Isn't Worth It in 2024, and I took the host's message that going to restaurants, movie theaters, and other things just wasn't worth it to heart. This time last year, I started questioning that narrative when I went on my first day trip to Boston, going out to Moonwalkers, the Goodwill Hunting Bench, and Adult Night 1 at the Museum of Science. After a couple more trips to escape my mom's cleaning frenzies, I realized that guy was wrong. I realized that some travel is worth it. And more importantly, it was worth working more than 1 or 2 days at the instant gratification job to be able to experience more than just sitting at home playing video games or watching TV or YouTube. Even these videos, going out is totally worth it. There's still a limit to what you can do at home and versions of activities. You could just watch a movie or a sports game at home. You can have a high quality setup, a nice seat, food you can either prepare yourself after buying it at the supermarket or get something delivered. However, you can't get the shared communal experience, even with social media. If you go see a movie at the theater or watch a sports game in a restaurant like the Yard House, the experience is elevated. At the theater, you get to see a movie on a larger scale. You also get a shared experience with other people, even if you go by yourself, unless you have the entire auditorium to yourself. Sure, people check their phones sometimes. It happens. It's annoying, but I've reached a point where if they put it away in 10 seconds, I can let it go. That said, when you get a respectful audience and a good movie, it hits harder than any soundbar or 8K display ever could. And you have something you can talk about with the people around you when you exit the theater. As for pro sports, you have the shared experience of rooting for your team. Whether you go somewhere like the Yard House or Tall Ship Pier to watch it with other invested fans like I did for Team USA in the World Cup, or go to an actual game. The energy is electric when everyone erupts in applause and or starts chanting. You don't get that when you're home alone. Sure, you could get something like it with a group of friends or family, but unless it's a full house and everyone's invested in watching, it's just not the same. The bowling alley I watched USA versus Belgium at proved that if nobody else is invested, it's not as exciting. It was a rather empty room, and the few people who did come through were playing pool, treating the match like background noise instead of the main event. I don't blame the bowling alley, I blame myself for venue choice. The nicest thing I can say about it is that the contrast proves my point about how an invested crowd adds the energy in a way you can't replicate home alone, or even with a couple other people. Going out for watching all three of those matches was 100% worth it, as was going out to see The Odyssey and other movies on the big screen. Not all of them are going to have the electric energy that Avengers Endgame screenings in 2019 had, just like not all sports events will be as exciting. The problem is treating the bad experiences that felt not worth it in hindsight as an excuse to not go out. I could have taken an experience like when Buzzkill Lightyear was a worse disruption than the phone users he shouted at, or the stellar energy of the smaller bowling alley crowd with USA versus Belgium as reasons to not go back out there. I have plenty of bad experiences to fall back on as proof that going out isn't worth it in 2026. Instead, I continue to go out because it's worth it. I love going out so much that I went to the aquarium after therapy yesterday, despite it being super rainy. I got lunch at Sakare at the Prudential Center before heading over to the aquarium, picked up a snack from the Nord End CVS to carry around there, and went to the live presentations with the sea lions, penguins, and seals before riding the T back to the Prudential Center for dinner at Anna's Taqueria and a train ride home from Back Bay. There were crowds that weren't mindful of my bubble space at the presentations when they were trying to get a closer look. It was cold, wet, and windy outside when I ate my snack between the penguin and seal presentations because I had that much time and the seal tanks outside anyway. A couple people checked their phones here and there in the Simons Theater when I went to see one of the documentaries there. On the way home, I missed a train home because I opted to go shopping at Star Market and had to wait 45 minutes for the next one. And when I made the final walk home, it was downpouring. I arrived home soaked, and I could have taken all that as motivation to never go out again, or to wish I had stayed home and played video games during the time I was out there. Instead, I'm glad I spent that rainy day at the aquarium, because I got to have some good food I can't recreate at home, watch the trainers get the sea lions and seals to do exciting tricks, talk to someone one on one about how amazing the seals are while I was watching them swim around, and watch a wonderful documentary about penguins. I'm glad that I caught a train, got mobile orders from Zakare and Anna's for lunch before the aquarium and dinner afterwards, respectively, and experienced seeing these wonderful animals in person while also talking to other people about them. I'm glad I chose to go see the penguin documentary and take a later train home where I enjoyed 2 episodes of Better Call Saul before getting ready for and going to sleep. It was a way more fulfilling day than playing video games, or worse, lounging around and dozing off. Home is where you're supposed to go at the end of the day to lie down, eat, sleep, and maybe watch it or play something before going back out. Not where you just stay all the time. I honestly believe we're supposed to be getting out and about, whether it's for work, school, or leisure. Video games are fun, TV is nice, but it's supposed to be a small part of the day. Once in a while, giving it a larger share is fine. Between therapy and USA versus Bosnia at the Yard House, I did a 6.5 hour gaming session where I got all 30 ship parts in Pikmin in 25 in game days. This was during a heat wave and I had to wait for my friends to pick me up, so I decided to fill that time with something that gave me the mental stimulation I enjoy while sitting in air conditioning, after which I went out and experienced the electric energy of rooting for Team USA in a crowd. I did a bit more of that with other games until it cooled down enough that we weren't running the AC at home, and or I had other things to check out like the tall ships, the Odyssey, and the sand sculptures at Revere Beach. I also used the fact I didn't have to worry about my mom's cleaning frenzy on a Saturday by going out late at night for the planetarium music shows last Friday night, then staying home or going out very minimally the next day and day after that because I respect my sleep cycle and accept I have limits. The point is, going out's worth it. Whether you're looking for or have found the things you enjoy doing. Interacting with people in person is better for you than just sitting at home, even if it doesn't go perfectly. Home should be where you go when the day's over to sleep before getting ready and heading out for more. The longest I think anyone should stay at home is if they're sick and need to recover, or extreme weather is making it too hazardous. Which is why I say remote work should be an option, but not the default. I'll talk more about that in a future video. Experiencing things with other people in the real world is a net positive, while parasocial relationships, AI friends and romantic partners, and just staying home all the time, alone and consuming content or doing nothing is a net negative. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. Comment your thoughts on all this, what you think is worth going out for, or if you want to challenge what I had to say, go right ahead. Finally, subscribe for cultural commentary and rants from a man caught between generations. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.